Cheers to Friday and to Record Store Day. Alright, 33ers, how the heck you doing? Today is a straight up crown on the rocks kind of day. I do have these glasses available in the Channel 33 RPM store. If you're looking for ways, I'm just saying, if you're looking for ways to support this channel, grab a piece of merch or join Club 33 with a channel membership. You get all kinds of perks, including an exclusive monthly video, which I just posted.
Channel 33 RPM.
All right, I thought it'd be fun today to go through the Record Store Day list, which just dropped this week. This year, Record Store Day lands on Saturday, April 12th. And looking at this list quickly in preparation for the video, I gotta say, this looks better than most of the lists we've seen in recent years. But let's kind of go through this in some detail, then we can figure that out as we go along. So, all right, these are in alphabetical order. What do we have here? We have, okay, B-52s, Bad Livers, David Bowie. David Bowie, this is interesting because it's being released. This is, well, let me click on this first. This is David Bowie, Ready, Set, Go Live, Riverside Studios 2003. But what's interesting about this one is that it's being released on a 2 LP set as well as on compact disc. And you don't see a lot. You see some, but not a ton of CDs on Record Store Day. So I'm kind of wondering if this is maybe the start of a new trend. What else do we have here? Jeff Bridges. Okay, let's go down here. Cypress Hill, live at the Fillmore. What's that one all about? 2,500 copies. Experience the raw energy and dynamic power of Cypress Hill with Live at the Fillmore. Now available on vinyl for the first time. That one's cool. That'll get some people excited, I'm sure. Let's go down the list. Della Soul, Doctor Who. Okay, Dawkin Beast from the East. This was a live album recorded in 1988, I believe. I do have this on vinyl already. This is 2 LP set, limited to 1,500 copies. Duran Duran. Oh, this is interesting. The Dwarves. The Dwarves on picture disc. So this album cover here has been censored. I'm kind of curious as to whether the actual picture disc is censored, because that wouldn't make sense. You buy a picture disc for the artwork, so you don't want censored artwork on that picture disc. This one is limited to 2,200 copies. Let's go down the list a little more. Fleetwood Mac, another picture disc. I know Record Store Day has been criticized in past years for having too many picture discs and too many live releases. I think I'm seeing less picture discs maybe this year. David Gilmour, Between 2 Points, 12-inch vinyl. Goblin. Goblin's a band I've been meaning to get into. I want to check them out. It's one of those bands where I love their artwork, but I'm not really familiar with their music. Gorillaz at the Apollo, Grateful Dead, a couple of Grateful Dead. It seems we always have a Snoopy and Peanuts release on Record Store Day, doesn't it? George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. I always mess that up. Zoetrope picture disc. John Lee Hooker, some good blues. I love me some good blues. That's cool. Ice-T, live. Jet. Rarities from the Get Born LP, 3,000 copies. I did like that album. I thought it was cool. Okay, this one I'm excited about. Judas Priest live in Atlanta, 82. I'm not a big fan of this artwork. I don't know. I don't love the artwork. And if it's live in 82, why are there images from albums that came out after 82? I see Angel of Retribution there, Redeemer of Souls, Ram It Down. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me, but cool nonetheless. 6,400 copies. What does it say here? Previously only available on CD as part of the 50 Heavy Metal Years of Music box set. It sounds to me, or maybe I'm hopeful, that they will be releasing more of those live concerts that were in the 50 Heavy Metal Years box set and releasing them separately and on vinyl. So this one to me is a must-have. Judas Priest in 1982, man, that was almost peak Judas Priest. Peak Judas Priest, I think, was Defenders, but this was still awesome. So hopefully I can grab that one for myself. Marcus King Live. Marcus King is a modern blues guy making a ton of waves lately. This is a 2 LP set. We got Geddy Lee with some lost demos. I never much got into Geddy's solo stuff, but I know this will... Geddy Lee fans will be excited about that one. What else am I excited about? Okay, going down. Motley Crue, Picture Disc, Smoking in the Boys' Room. I'm not buying this one, and I don't buy picture discs, but I know a lot of Crue fans will be excited to see this one, Smoke in the Boys' Room and Home Sweet Home. Prince and the New Power Generation, live at Glam Slam. This is a 3 LP set, limited to 4,000 copies, and this was, what does it say here? Broken out from the Grammy-nominated Diamonds and Pearl Super Deluxe Edition as a standalone piece for the first time as a record day exclusive, recorded in January 1992. Man, this is a cool one. I'd love to hear this one. I'm scared to see what the price will be for a 3 LP set. We got the Ramones, Loco Live. Loco Live is the second live album from the legendary Ramones, pulled from 2 March 1991 dates in Spain, originally released in 1991, now available on 140 gram 2 LP blue and red vinyl. I think I already have this one on vinyl. Okay, what else? Keith Richards, The Replacements, Sex Witch. What's this? I never heard of Sex Witch. Sex Witch, a collaborative project between Natasha Khan, the band Toy, and producer Dan Carey. It was initially released in 2015. The album features 6 hypnotic tracks, each a reimagining of traditional folk songs from countries like Iran, Morocco, and Thailand. Man, I don't know if I'd buy this blind buy because records are so expensive nowadays, but this seems like it'd be a cool release that I would be interested in hearing anyway. Stone Temple Pilots live in New Haven, 1994, 2 LP sets. Okay, this looks interesting. Man, such a good era for Stone Temple Pilots. So the set list features live versions of such hits as Vaseline, Plush, Interlates a Love Song, and more, available for the first time on standalone 2 LP purple vinyl. I would love to hear this. I've never heard this before. Not something I would get, I don't think, on vinyl, but I would be curious to hear it. Talking Heads, Thin Lizzy. What? Thin Lizzy Jailbreak, an alternative version. What does it say on the hype sticker? Thin Lizzy, alternative version. Thin Lizzy's classic album like you've never heard it before, featuring alternate versions of the classic tracks. Oh man, that's cool. So it's got a demo of Jailbreak. It's got an alternative version of Angel from the Coast. It's got demos. Oh yeah, man, this sounds interesting. I think a lot of people will be excited to pick up this version. Jazz Dispensary. I always love these Jazz Dispensary releases from Craft Recordings, and I have several myself. But yeah, those look like the main Record Store Day exclusives. Then we get into the limited run, regional focus. So these ones are only available sort of in certain areas. Okay, let's go down here a bit. I want to go with RSD first. So RSD first is stuff that is released first on Record Store Day, but it's not exclusive to Record Store Day. It'll be released in wider distribution at a later time. So I don't get too excited about the RSD first ones for that reason, because I know if I miss it, I can get it down the road. But there are some cool ones here. It is good to see the Eternal Idol from Black Sabbath being reissued. This is post-Ozzy, post-Dio. This one features vocalist Tony Martin. What else do we have for RSD first that may be interesting? The Dictators, Deicides, Scott Ian. I'm assuming that's Scott Ian from Anthrax. Yes, so written and performed by heavy metal gods, calling him a god. Scott Ian from Anthrax and Brendan Small. Oasis Morphine. Morphine is a band that has this huge cult following. I've never really gotten into them. It's a band I got to pay more attention to. I do have a couple Morphine releases in the collection, which I should dig out. We got the Rolling Stones. What is this? Rolling Stones, Out of Our Heads, mono reissue, RSD first. I think this is the album that had Satisfaction on it, wasn't it? Yeah, side B, can't get no satisfaction. So this is a mono reissue. Kind of curious about this one. I may wait until it's reissued in wider distribution, but who knows? Rage Against the Machine, they've been doing a lot of reissues and Record Store Day reissues, and Record Store Day releases, pardon me, and live stuff. I haven't been impressed by a ton of their live albums. I don't know why. They don't seem to capture... Like, you'd think Rage Live would have all this rage and energy, and to me, I've heard a couple of their live Record Store Day releases. They haven't captured that magic, but maybe this one's different. This one's limited to 15,000. That doesn't seem very limited to me, man. I think this one will be pretty easy to get. Oh, this is cool. The Sword. The Sword, man. This is kind of like doomy, psychedelic heavy metal. This album is so freaking good. This is the 15th anniversary edition of Warp Riders. I do have Warp Riders. What's special about this one? It says Warp Riders, The Sword's iconic third album, returns with a crucial 15th anniversary edition remixed and remastered. That sounds interesting. I don't know if I'd buy it again, but I definitely want to hear this album anyway. If you haven't heard The Sword, man, check them out. Really, really good stuff. T-Rex, B-sides with Tommy Bolin, Roger Waters, Dark Side of the Moon Live. And that brings us to the end of the list. There's actually quite a few good releases here. I thought there was a War release as well. I've been getting into War. Ah, yes, there is. War, Why Can't We Be Friends, 50th Anniversary Collector's Edition, 3 LP set from Rhino. Okay, War is a band, believe it or not, I've only discovered in the past like half a year, but I've really gotten into them. This says, celebrate 50 years, the iconic multi-platinum selling Billboard 200 top 10 album that features classic war anthems like Lowrider. And the title track, Why Can't We Be Friends, the anniversary edition features the original album on 1 LP and unreleased bonus tracks filling out the second LP. So I guess it's a two record set, maybe not a 3 record set, but yeah, man. All right, 33 years. What are your thoughts on this year's Record Store Day list? What will you be looking for? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I will be back soon. Until then, keep on spinning.